こんばんは皆さん。また Yet Another Beer Show へようこそ。
That's right. It's yet another episode of Yet Another Beer Show. I'm Colin.
I'm Kasey, and once again, this is my brother Nick from Japan. Going to help us with some beer. We have a small taste of home for you.
Yeah, thank you.
This is Sapporo. Am I saying that right?
Sapporo.
Sapporo.
The two P's, it's like a...
Oh, Sapporo.
Yeah.
I
Imagine
see.
like there's a little space in between them.
Makes sense.
Come on, Casey.
Sorry. So this is again another, like Asahi before it. It's one of the major kind of, one of the Miller Lite Bud Lights of Japan. It is again a Japanese rice lager, and also just like Asahi, it's 5% ABV. And I'm also told that it tastes pretty similar, but I guess we can judge that for ourselves.
Yeah, it has a cooler can.
Yes, I would agree.
This can has a little bit of a shape to it, kind of cool.
It says here it's 650 milliliters, which usually they don't sell in Japan. Usually they sell either the 350 milliliter, which is like your soda can,
Okay.
or 500 milliliter, which is what do you call them, tall boys or something, like a tall. Have you ever heard that? Right?
Yeah.
Like a pounder
Yeah.
or something like that. So.
Cool. All right, let's crack into this. Now, while I open this guy in port for everyone... Oh, actually, why don't you tell us about Japanese customs and manners and how they distribute drinks amongst themselves?
Sure. So beer is not usually poured into a glass and brought to you. Okay. There's a lot of bottle drinking, and you have to remove the lid of the bottle yourself.
Okay.
It's given to you, like this, either in a bottle or like this. If it is off of a tap, it is poured for. They don't expect you to walk behind the bar.
Come back here.
Here you go. Help yourself. No, but if it's a bottle or a can, it's usually brought like this. And then there's some etiquette as far as with beer when you're pouring it. So at the table, if the three of us go out and we're working together, the lowest ranking person would have to pour for the higher ranking people.
Why am I the lowest ranking person?
Well, he's your older brother, and I'm awesome.
You make a good argument. We'll say it's age. I'm the youngest. 26, 7, 8, right?
Okay.
So yeah, okay. That would be the story.
You open the beer.
Okay.
And then the other person, you don't leave it on the table. You should grab the beer. You should hold it so that you're paying attention to what the person's doing for you. It's not just kind of like, hey, what's going on? How you doing? Kind of thing.
So you're acknowledging.
You're acknowledging, right?
respect.
And it's hard with this one because the mouth is here. But most, if you had a beer bottle, the label, you should also kind of turn the label up so that they can see what you're pouring.
Okay.
So
it sounds very similar to wine, like the way that wine is now.
Yeah, you're right. It does sound very similar to that.
This again.
Very similar to the last one, right?
Yes, extremely similar in look and the head also. Although the head's a little smaller, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
And it's dissipating a little bit faster.
Yes.
Well, at least on mine. You guys still seem to have a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's it's like I said, it's probably the similar color to Asahi, which makes it a little bit more golden than say Miller Lite or Coors Light.
Definitely. I'm also getting a lot of that lacing again on the side, which is interesting. You don't usually get that with a mass-produced a macro beer, as they say.
Right.
So it's interesting. Let's give it a smell. Again, very similar. Although I'm getting a little more pungent on this, a little more of that beer smell. Do you guys find that at all?
For me, it's a little bit less. I can get a little bit of spice, but I did just have some of these crackers, so
I'm going to side with you too, though.
Really? A little less?
I think.
Yeah, it's just almost a little bit of a peppery type of scent that I'm getting, but very, very faint.
Yeah.
I'm delighted to see what this one's like compared to Asahi.
Okay.
Kanpai,
right?
Kanpai.
Cheers.
Okay, so the first thing I notice is it's not the super dry
Yes,
that Asahi is.
Yes. I was wondering if that was just marketing influencing me, like, this isn't super dry.
I got placebo.
Yes, but
no,
I agree. You're not getting that washed away kind of taste that you get with Asahi at the tail end.
Kind of as a result, the flavor sticks with you a little bit longer.
Yeah, I was looking kind of, like I said, I'm not really a beer expert, but that's exactly the wording that I was looking for. It kind of sticks on your tongue or sticks in your mouth.
Yeah, it's nice because Asahi is a lot of front of the tongue flavor, and because it's so dry, it just kind of washes away. This, it's kind of the full tongue in a way. That sounds weird to say, but that's what's happening.
The full tongue.
It's the full tongue effect.
We say like an aftertaste. Aftertaste usually has like a negative nuance to it.
I think there's a little bit of an aftertaste, but it's like one of those coaxing aftertastes that says like, "Come in for another sip."
Come on.
It's like the scent in the cartoons with the
It
hand.
grabs the nose, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're at a bar and all they have is Asahi and Sapporo. What do you choose?
That's really rare. I've never been asked
Really?
between those two. Usually, it's,
Oh, they have a
it's
wider
Asahi or
selection.
Kirin are the
Oh,
two
okay.
the biggest of the mass-produced.
Oh, so this
brewers.
is a bit smaller than...
This is third
Okay.
or fourth tier. Right?
I see.
But I mean, no, they're all mass-produced. You can get this anywhere.
Mm.
But usually people will ask, you say like Miller or Bud or something, that kind of
Sure.
like question. So it would be like Kirin or Asahi. And as we drank in the last one, I'm more of an Asahi person.
Colin, same question.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but between these two, I would still go with Asahi myself.
I think this would be kind of a weird. I would say every day I would probably enjoy Sapporo a little bit more. It's just kind of traditional. It seems more like a go-to beer.
Mm-hmm.
But the different qualities of Asahi make it something that's kind of like a unique change. Something I'd maybe have. Maybe I'd be more apt to have that with food as opposed to just drinking.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
But I'd say in general, Sapporo is the one I prefer for every day.
Interesting.
It's anyway. It's really similar to Asahi. Really,
Yeah.
it's enjoyable. I think again, I wouldn't recommend it every day for
Yeah.
someone when there's a lot more choices out there.
I'd say with conditions, like Asahi, with food and
But it's a great alternative if you've never had it before. It's just
Sure.
fun to try beer from different lands.
absolutely.
I think we're running out of time, right?
Yeah, we're running a little long here. So I'd like to say we touched on it a little bit in our episode before. There's been a lot of devastation because of the earthquake, tsunami, and now the nuclear reactor issues in Japan. The American Red Cross has an easy way to donate set up for that. You can either go to the Red Cross website. There's a link to it below this video. Or, as Casey pointed out last time, you can text.
Yes, you can text to 90999, text the word Red Cross, all one word, and you will donate $10 to the Red Cross, specifically set aside to help Japan.
So if you've got the time and if you've got the money, do that.
You have $10 and
You should probably
2
do
minutes.
$10 and you have
Please do that.
Please
and
do
the
it.
text is probably like 3 seconds.
Yeah.
It's just the word Red Cross.
Exactly.
Anyway, thanks very much for watching. This has been an episode of Yet Another Beer Show. I'm Colin.
I'm Casey.
I'm Nick.
Thank you for watching, and kampai.
Kampai.
Bye.
So can you edit out that whole part where I was making no sense?
Yes, I'll try.
Thank you.